Hello everyone, and now we're back for the final chapter of this particular Let's Play of City Skylines. And so yes, this will be the final video for this city. I kind of just want to go over a little bit of what I've learned in doing this so far, and I'll probably do a few more things with this city, but then I want to move on to a different city and kind of take what I've learned here and apply it to a new one. The first thing is mass transit. What I've discovered is there's some things that you can analyze with mass transit and to make it more efficient. For instance, I've had some bus stations, or bus stops rather, become very cluttered with people. I think this was one particular stop right here that had, hundreds of people standing there waiting for a bus. So the first thing you do is you go here into transport and click on the magnifying glass right here, and it brings up this list of all of your bus lines. So what we do is we'll hit passengers so we can sort by the number of passengers. Bus line 1 has the most passengers. Now if we click on the magnifying glass for that, it shows us here all of the stops and how many people are waiting at those stops. And then on the left, these are the buses. Now if you notice that there are a lot of people waiting at one stop just all the time, like over 100 people, you can use this slider to add vehicles to the line. So I actually turned this one up all the way because this is a big line that a lot of people have been using. And matter of fact, now that I've straightened this out, I may be able to reduce the number of buses and it won't really make a difference. But yeah, I've got 25 buses on this line, and I needed that just to be able to take in the amount of people using this line. So that was the first thing I did to try to fix that. Now sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to do some other things, and I'm trying to remember right now where exactly it was that I did. One of the other things I did was I adjusted how my metro lines were running. So, for instance, once I added more vehicles and I still had some people waiting there, you'll notice I've got a metro line nearby down here. Now, there's a lot of people using this, but if you'll notice, so we go in here. Let's just pull up Metro Line 2. Now let's go by passengers again. Actually, let's pull up Metro Line 1. You'll notice one of these subway trains can hold 180 people. And that is, what? That's 6 times the amount of a bus. So one of these metro trains can hold 6 buses worth of people. So these can move a lot more people than the buses. So when I adjusted the metro lines to be more efficient and to get people to where they were wanting to go, the bus line numbers dropped a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't matter as long as everything's evenly distributed. The other thing you can do is, I'll deal with that in a minute. I'll just pause it for now. The other thing you can do is you can also zoom into these bus stops, click on these people, and see where they're going. And so going to school, going to Night Inn, and Shopping Center, and so forth. And so you can see where the majority of people are trying to go, and usually they're all going to the same area. Well, I noticed that a lot of them were trying to go to the university over here. Where is that? Is that it? Yeah, the university. So originally I did not have a metro stop in this area. So I went ahead and I added one. Well, that significantly reduced the number of people riding that bus line, and they instead were using the subway. So that's why it's sometimes important to put your metro stations somewhere near a bus stop or some other mass transit stop. Also, the trams are pretty cool. So a tram is basically like a bus, except they can hold more people. I've only got 2 tram lines, but the reason for that is you have to have special roads. So you have to have, obviously you have to have the tram line roads. Let me pull this up here. Yeah. 4-lane road with tram tracks. So yeah, if you want to have trams going, then you have to buy the special roads for them. But the plus side is a tram can hold 90 people, so that's like 3 buses. So really the trams are actually better than the buses, and they don't take up traffic space because they have their own lines here. You just have to have the roads with the tram wires. And, you know, it's hard to tell if I pull up the budgets. I never went into debt for this. But if we look at, let's see, where's the mass transit? So, expenses. So my total expenses for mass transit's $21,500. My total income from mass transit is not even close to that. But nevertheless, I didn't go into debt for that. I'm trying to see where tourism income is. Let's take a look here. It doesn't say. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Yeah, leisure tourism. Okay, so even though I'm not in the red, the mass transit that I have put in has not really paid for itself. So if the money was a little bit tighter, that would probably be something to look at. So in the future, I guess I would want to be a little bit conservative with that. But I've poured a lot of investments into tourism. I have to decide one day how I'm going to pronounce that. I put in a regular airport here, and near the airport I put in a stadium and an expo center. And there don't seem to be a whole lot of tourists yet. So we'll see how to get that number up. So basically, to get more tourists, I think we would just have to zone more commercial tourism and probably put in a few more of the unique buildings. The other thing I probably should have done was put the tourism commercial zoning closer to the airport and closer to the seaport. I have here, rather than putting the residential here, I should have just put the residential close to the shoreline, but I thought it would be cooler looking to have the commercial stuff on the shoreline, because that's usually how it is in real life. But yeah, I'm not sure. I can also, let's take a look at here. So for an international airport, what would have been oh, okay. I would have had to reach the megalopolis to get the international airport, and the metropolis just to get the regular airport. So it probably makes sense that it isn't being used a whole lot right now, because I think for what I've built, I have 43,000, yeah. For what I have built, I don't think an airport would have been necessary. But hey, you know, I like the look of it. My oil industry is still going strong. I've got the highway
we all want to be prepared.
Brought in from over here, so that these trucks no longer need this road.
Final insurance comes in. We provide peace of mind for when you rest in peace. For a small monthly
Yeah, they're getting
sum,
off and on right here.
Your final years knowing that final insurance has
Cut it off
been
right
taken
there.
care of. Final insurance, the last insurance you'll ever need.
So yeah, I think in my next city, I'll probably use trams in more places, and also if I do use buses, I'll probably have roads with bus lanes, because buses do, if there's a lot of buses, they do tend to take up a lot of traffic. So let's go back to here and reduce the number of buses in that one line. Let's see what happens. Oh dear, we got 190 people at this one stop. What is that? That's right here. Okay, so now we've run into this problem again. Wow, so I don't know if maybe I accidentally messed something up when I was looking at that before. Let's have a look here. No. Okay, well, then the next thing to do is to see where they're all trying to go. Helicopter park. Going home. Going to work. Going to work. Going to work. So they work at prison. Okay, so this is bus line. Let's go up here. This is bus line 1. So let's follow the stops here. Goes down there, and it goes there. And it goes there. There. So now, if that person was trying to get to the prison is on the other side of the river here. It's over here, I think. Let's see. Where is that prison? Yeah, it's right here. There's no bus line that runs there, so I don't know. Let me. Let's follow one of these people and see what happens. Going to work at the metro station, which is over here. Okay. Wow. So that one's on bus line 15. This one's bus line 1, and it's already full. Pretty much. This one's on 15, and it's already full. But 1, and it's already full. So we need to figure out where these people are going and get them some sort of alternative route. Restaurant Elm Tree. So let's follow this person, see what's going on here. Boy, and they're just waiting there forever. Still waiting. Wow. And nobody can go anywhere. Because the buses, by the time they get there, they're already full. So what's the solution? The solution may be to actually add another bus line. Maybe we can try that. Restaurant Elm Tree is way over there. So they might have been trying to get on, well, that person might have been on 15, but it's number 1 that the problem is where the problem lies. I think it is. Yeah. There it is. 100. Now, if we go to bus line 15, and yeah, see, nobody's. It's not bus line 15. Does bus line 7 run through here? No, it doesn't. And there's another clogged up one. Well, it's not that bad. It's certainly not as bad as this one. So here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to add another bus line. But I'm not going to have it do this. Okay, so after looking at it, as you can see here, all of those people at that stop are now gone. And there aren't nearly as many. So it might have just been a time of day thing. Probably. So let's go ahead and reduce. Let's take 5 buses off of this. Let's go to. Let's go to 20. Let's speed it up. See what happens here. Seems to be running all right. Yeah, those are, I would say those are fairly acceptable numbers there. Yeah. So we'll just run with that and then understand that at some point during the day, this thing's going to get clogged up. Also, taxis seem to be worthless. I have no idea what the point is because hardly anybody uses them. So I'll probably not use those ever again. But definitely buses, trams, metro, those are the big 3 right there. And then this, what is this? Oh, train, passenger train. Well, I probably would use passenger train, and that would improve my tourism. But the tracks are way up here, and if I were to use that, I mean, it would probably be good right here. And then also over here, even though it's a little bit closer to the my oil park. But yeah, that would probably work. The trouble is that that I would have to get a bus line or something over here just so the tourist passengers would have a way to get into the city. So yeah, I mean, that's probably not worth doing at this point. But yeah, we figured out a lot of things. Definitely definitely have traffic by the butt, I think, because I haven't had any major traffic jams. And if I did, it usually had to do with pedestrians wanting to cross, and of course we solved that problem here by putting a walkway over the road. And then over here, we knew we had a problem because the trucks couldn't get to the highway. But we solved that problem by bringing in the highway. And then we had a temporary fix over here, which I have now gotten rid of because it's not necessary. So yeah, hopefully we have found this to be somewhat informative, and we'll try a new city in a different landscape next time I play. So everyone take care until then.